Hello! So, in this video, I'll be going through the full story of Space Marine, in prep for the sequel, which is coming out at some point this year. All the main story beats and some smaller ones will be covered, and I've mixed gameplay throughout the story. Throughout the video, I'll be popping in to discuss certain aspects of the game as they come into play, and then we'll conclude at the end. I recommend this video, 1, because I made it, and 2, because it'll be good if you don't want to play the full game of Space Marine before the sequel comes out. I will be covering absolutely everything, and then later in the week, if you want to, there will be a full unedited playthrough of the game, but pretty much all the main stuff. So, I did my best to keep the video under an hour, which I just about managed to do, but it's a long one, so maybe grab a drink or throw me on the second monitor. But anyway, let's get into it.
This is your plan.
We need to get to the surface to take out the gun battery. Or do you want to go home already, Sergeant?
Not before having a word or two with the orcs.
Is that wise, Captain? The Codex Astartes does not support this action.
Try to keep up.
Codex not supporting this action. What an absolutely classic Ultramarine thing to say. Oh, damn it. But I'd instantly die.
Get off our ship, Space Marine!
That doesn't sound like a very Orcish thing to say. You'd be happy I'm here so that we can have fun. So let's talk for a second about the characters we just met. These are the big three for the game. Titus, which is you, Sidonus, and Leandros. Titus embodies everything good about the Orc. He is honourable, brave, and well-rounded. Leandros, on the other hand, is the direct opposite of this, and embodies everything that people just don't like about him. He is overly reliant on the Codex, has a lack of flexibility in his actions, and overall just acts like a giant weenie. He will not shut up with his... Oh god, he's so annoying. He becomes just a huge punching bag for me, because he's just such a massive weenie. And Sidonus, he lies somewhere in the middle of the two. He is the most well-rounded of the characters, combining both sides of an Ultramarine. The Ultramarine coin, shall we say. See, that's what you get for making a spaceship that only works on the power of belief that it'll work. Why are you fighting each other, you silly boys? This is where we're introduced to the squad mechanic in the game, although it isn't really much of a mechanic. The AI just follow you around and shoot stuff with you. But that isn't a complaint. Having your best friend Sidonus and then the bird and Leandros really keeps the game more engaging. You get to have conversations with them throughout and you never feel alone. They keep things a lot more interesting. No, look out, they're behind you! Oh. I thought that was gonna be his death. That was just mean. Bolted his legs off.
Leandros. Are you wounded?
The Codex Astartes warns against using jump packs to leap blindly into enemy fire, and for good reason.
Your days as a novice are behind you. Why do you still interpret the Codex so narrowly?
He's an Ultramarine, it's not his
I
fault.
looked at its rules for guidance.
We all do. But there are also benefits to thinking for yourself.
Here, Leandros, you nerd. They've got a heavy bolter. Yes, children, yes. Kill them.
My lord, you have saved us.
You're welcome.
Rise, guardsmen. You saved yourselves. We thought you did.
Strong
We would
disagree,
be, my
but
lord.
he's a nice guy.
If not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
At the front lines. Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command
British
bunker.
voice acting.
Carry on, guardsmen.
Ooh.
We rendezvous with Sidonus.
Pronunciations.
Then we find this
Lieutenant.
lieutenant. We need updated intel on the gun battery.
That's why.
Remarkable. A few hundred against 1,000,000 orcs, and they fight on.
Only in death.
Get off! My leg.
This is what I mean about conversations throughout between the characters. They just like to chit chat the whole time. It makes things like elevator rides and between combat a lot more interesting. He's just chilling. Oh.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
The orcs have got that gun well
Appreciate it.
defended, no
The
mistake.
chance to die. What a
The
gift.
typical orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
And certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay. There's a strategy behind it. Their leader is no fool.
This day is getting interesting.
It's funny because, like, isn't the logic of a chainsaw, like, it looks cool on the surface, but then if you actually think about it, it is just a chainsaw in the shape of a sword, and it would be as effective at cutting through a group of orcs as a real chainsaw would, meaning not their real. No, get off the
Target that squig!
those tiny little guardsmen just stood there getting pelted. This segment of the game, and quite a lot going through
You
it,
silly idiots.
one of the things I really liked about it was the way that it actually felt like you were walking through a battlefield, not just walking from point A to point B with different waves of enemies.
gonna
Because of
reveal,
the
like,
way
a bigger
that
enemy than
guardsmen and some other enemies later on were interacting with each other, it makes it a lot more
Or get chased.
immersive. That's a good word, right?
This is what you get for your insubordination. Right back to the front lines. Get out there, soldier. He says no, but unfortunately, I'm powerless to stop him. Yeah. Hello. It's me, Chimp. Chimp Starties.
Thank the Emperor. Second Lieutenant Mira, 203rd Cadian Regiment.
Captain Titus of the Ultramarines.
You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave. So far, they seem content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts have returned to forward base.
How many?
2.
Damn. I sent out 10.
Batch.
That damn
Is it
gun.
only 10?
We don't have the numbers to make an assault. And as you might have seen, it's shooting down all our support vessels.
That is why we are here. Leave the gun to us.
Come with me, then. I should warn you, my lords. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
Really? I couldn't tell. Hello, boys.
Form a down firing line.
How did they all fit in there? Kind of clown car. It's heavy bolter time. Hello. Oh my goodness. Not if I crumple you first with my heavy bolter. He has the special vanishing power.
That's where the orcs breached the gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well. But you are no longer alone. We will retake the gun. You will get your reinforcements.
I'll hold you to that, Captain.
No, you. Oh, you poor little guy. Oh no. Is it? Oh, well. He wasn't wrong, it did. It's gonna blow. So looks at the grenade as it rolls to his feet. It's gonna blow! Okay. He's crumpling me. Ah! Leandra's so much an ass. Look at this guy. What are you doing?
Oh, oopsie me, I lost the footage for this part. Or did I just accidentally delete it like the idiot I am?
Anyway, we just escorted a bomb attached to a massive bullet, basically, through this part. Nothing interesting story-wise happened here, so we haven't missed anything. He's just out of here. Like, oh my god, run away.
Now that bridge is a testament to the might of the Imperium.
The Adeptus
Sure.
Mechanicus are masterful architects.
Their work outlived all of them.
Oh, well. It's like a bunch of British people getting off a train after going drinking. Again. I would never play orcs, like when in a tabletop, because I don't really like the aesthetic. But I do love the fact that they are just here to have fun. So here's something I just find very funny about the orcs. We all know they have their wah and the power of belief that gives, but the fact that they don't have Geller fields on their ships, they just believe that if they cover them in spikes, that will prevent demons getting on board, because they don't like sharp things and being pricked with them. It just essentially creates a Geller field. Just endlessly amuses me.
Good job, lads. What is that servo skull doing?
Trying to deliver a message. Must be damaged. The seal of the Inquisition. Interesting.
What is the Inquisition doing here?
We're about to find out.
This is Inquisitor Drogan. I need urgent assistance at Manufacturer Majakis. They're after the experimental device. The device is safe for the time being. I've drawn them off. But now I'm trapped. If I die, you must keep the device out of enemy hands. Or he'll be unstoppable. I needed more time. Was nearly ready.
An experimental weapon.
We need to find the Inquisitor before the orcs do.
Yo, am I walking through a different planet, or am I walking through London? I think you need to have a real party with. Sorry, mate.
Encoded transmission from Inquisitor Drogan to Inquisitor Lord Sharp. As we'd hoped, my lord, Forge World Graya is an ideal location to focus on my work. Though helpful, the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus are forever curious. Interest can easily turn to interference. I will be cautious about involving them in my experiments, at least for now.
Also, these voice recording things that from the servo schools are dotted throughout the entire game. There's an entire load that I missed, but I got about 35. They have conversations, journal entries, that kind of thing, that are really well voice acted, and then give you a lot of exposition about what's going on in the background of the story, what the soldiers have been up to, the things they've been through. And I thought it was a really good way of giving you a ton of exposition for what's going on the planet, without just hitting you with a big text dump. I thought it was a really good way of subverting the show don't tell rule, because it was kept interesting and engaging.
I am Drogan. And you are?
Captain Titus of the Ultramarines. We received your distress call, but you seem to have weathered the enemy's attack.
I am soldier and scientist, both.
What is the status of the experimental device?
The power source is running the entire manufactorum from the generator room.
This device is a fuel source, not a weapon?
It is a complex device and an unstable one. If the orcs find it, they'll try and take it apart. It could detonate with enough force to destroy the entire planet.
Then we must move it to safety.
And for that, Captain, I need your aid.
Hello.
You're trying to steal my titans?
What? You're trying to steal from me. Get him. Oh my god, is that Titus with a steel chair? Oh, shit, sorry, Lance. Sorry, Leandros. But also, fuck you, Liam. What is he? A guardsman captain? Leave me alone. Yeah, I feel like I wasn't supposed to fight them. Book splat? What the fuck? The game crashed. Oh! He's all. Oh, Tunnel snakes rule.
Space Marines! Run, boys!
Run away! Upgrade. Oh, it's something. What could that be? It's just one of those weaponized comments from the old, isn't it? Why not just stick rockets to a comet or meteor? I'm not a scientist, I don't know. And launch it at the enemy.
Millions more of them.
Our plan is unchanged. Get the Inquisitor and the power source off-world.
Look at those eyes. Just get lost in them. This part's a pretty good example of how Space Marines are a smaller army, and Orcs are a much bigger horde army, but are generally a bit more paper thin than a Space Marine. And I think the devs did a pretty good job of capturing how they would kind of clash with the size difference, but then also Space Marines making up for it with weapons and skill, Orcs making up for it through sheer green number. Hello.
Inquisitor Drogon, we need to get you off-planet before we're overrun by orcs.
You were exposed to the unshielded power source.
Yeah?
In the generator room, I saw it. You held raw energy from the warp. How are you still alive?
Called being
The power
meaty.
source conducts warp energies.
The stuff of chaos. Heresy.
My work against the Xenos has the Imperium's blessing.
Can your blessed work help us against the orcs?
My research is of the utmost secrecy. The
Fucking
Imperium
Inquisitors.
forbids its use without sanction.
Consider that your Imperial sanction.
Very well. The power source fuels an experimental weapon at my research facility. The Psychic Scourge. It could destroy the orcs.
You didn't think to bring up this scourge weapon before.
The Psychic Scourge has never been test-fired, Sergeant. If it malfunctions, it could crack this planet in half.
We're out of options. We fire the weapon and take our chances.
He just allow me to scream louder. Oh, he's dead. Ow. Stop it. What? I like that I can just spam the abilities. The flow of combat is very fun in this game. Yeah, what he said. It is a little simple, but it's fun.
It's time the Imperial Guard brought the fight to the orcs.
Yeah. Is this it? Game ends. It's all over.
Lieutenant Mira aboard Valkyrie 1. Look sharp, orc flyers inbound.
Captain Titus, I need a gunner to man the heavy bolter.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm your man. Oh no! Huh? He's just having such a fun time. Poor guy. His only purpose was to deliver the Space Marine. There's more. Okay. Surely there's no more, right? While all this is happening in the background, I'm just going to take a second to talk about what I think of the flow of the combat in this game, which I'm really hoping they continue in Space Marine 2. A lot of the things I have mentioned are kind of what I'm also hoping they will continue in Space Marine. But I really liked not having to worry about finding health packs. I thought that having you regenerate health from executing enemies was a really good way of keeping the flow of combat fast-paced and having high-risk, high-reward. Gameplay made it a bit more, not adrenaline-inducing. I mean, I only played on normal, but it was a lot more fun than having to, like, stop, run away and hide, health go up, then come back out. You did that a little bit minimally because of the shield, if you were low enough on health, but I think that the execution mechanic was a really good way of letting the player get health without it just being regeneration or health packs. So this next mission, I really did not like. I thought that the game was really good up until this point, and then was really good after this point, but there's a solid, quite long mission where you're moving through this facility with your team and Drogan, and the only enemies you fight are these stationary turrets, and some of them are machine gun turrets, some of them are missile turrets, but compared to orcs and then what you fight later, they were so boring, and it was a huge change of pace for what you were fighting before. Like, when I finally saw these orcs, I was so relieved, because those turrets, they were heckin' dumb. Yeah, I'm done. Been running.
Place the canister into his cradle inside the power core, Captain.
Do we risk exposure again?
Only if you drop the canister.
Okay.
Very good, Captain. Your time.
Close your eyes if you don't like flashing lights, I guess.
Finally at an end.
You asked me.
Firing now. Alarm.
Look at the spire.
Well,
I've been looking for you, Space Marine. You've got something of mine.
have some of these. Oh, he's dead. I just hit him with 5 grenades. He just falls over. Titus, it really wasn't that hard of a fight. Get up.
Why didn't it work?
Damn that Drogan!
Never trust the Inquisition!
Stand fast, Ultramarines. We can handle a few orcs.
So
Space Marine!
he's not dead.
Was that supposed to hurt?
Oh, demons, not just Marines.
Inquisitor! Get back! How heroic. Drogon!
I have served you well, Lord Nemeron.
Traitor.
I see. My servant did all that I hoped and more. But he would never have succeeded without you. Captain Titus. Thanks to these brave space marines, we have broken through to this reality. The blessed gateway. Clever fool. You seem surprisingly able to resist my touch, Titus of the Ultramarines. And that of the war, which impressed my servant to no end. Ah, you think the Inquisitor a traitor, but Drogon has been dead since before you first met. You have been used by my puppet of flesh and bone.
Yeah, get him on. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Please forgive me for that. Good job, mate. Where'd the demons go? So, haha, it was chaos all along. I mean, we probably saw this coming at some point. I really liked this though. I thought that the addition of another enemy made this a three-way battle, which you'll then see coming up later on, between the Orcs, Chaos, and the Imperium. It totally spiced things up, because this is about halfway through the game. The Orcs were starting to get boring and repetitive as much as they are fun to fight. But the addition of Chaos here and just a bunch of different enemy types made it way more interesting. Oh no, more interesting is not fair. The game was interesting to this point, but refreshed it. That's a better way of putting it, I think. It just totally refreshed the game for the second half going forward and brought out a, I wouldn't say more interesting antagonist, because I mean this is Warhammer, it's all pretty one-dimensional. There is good guys, good guys in air quotes, and there's bad guys. It's all grimdark, you know, so on and so on. Chaos Man bad, haha.
Legion of
But
him. He was slightly
this change made it a lot more interesting.
red, obviously not home. Oh, I forgot that that was even not on my side. Die, please. There we go. Unreliable plasma cannons can be.
Speak, then.
You held the unshielded power source again, Captain. And again, you emerged from the exposure unscathed.
It's 'cause I'm just more of a Giga Chad than you, Leandros. If you weren't such a weeb, you'd be able to hold the power source.
The Codex Astartes warns that those in league with Chaos can withstand the warp's touch.
You forget yourself, Ultramarine.
Leandros, I do not take this warp resistance lightly. But the search for answers must wait until after we deal with this Chaos invasion.
What if that is too late?
Leandros, enough. We need to keep moving.
Oh my goodness, Leandros is such a ween. You see what I mean now
these
about him
aren't
being
oh my goodness.
the embodiment of the worst things about the Ultramarine?
Owie. Owie.
Wait, I just thought of a really, really funny joke. Leandros the Ultramarine, more like Leandros the Ultramarine. Haha.
Oi, get away from me, you silly demons. Busy. Ah, oh, you sacks of shit.
Hello?
Oh, look out! Look out, lads!
Forward.
Cost a solid 10 bullets. Well, plasma shots, I guess. Oh, I have no grenades. I've seen bigger. It's big boy time. Wait, I have a melter gun. Ka-chow! Hated that this whole time. And they would have immediately started helping me.
So here we just turned on a load of turrets to just automatically kill all the orcs, and I just thought this part was very funny with the way the orcs just relentlessly run towards it with absolutely no regards to
I didn't have a
safety.
oh my goodness.
You can walk out of here with that sparkle thing. I'm Boss Grimskull! This whole planet is mine! Whoa!
Okay.
I've sped up the Grimskull boss fight here just because it's a bit long. It's on the long side, and I want to. It was a pretty good fight. It was nothing crazy, nothing groundbreaking, but then again, this game came out in 2011 or something. Either way, I enjoyed the fight. It was a pretty good send-off as well, the way that we kill him, and then the cool sunglasses down one line. That was pretty.
I ain't finished with you yet, Space Marine!
Disagree.
But I am finished with you, Orc.
Damn.
The orcs are off the table. Just like in Warhammer, you knock them over and then you smash them, because if they die in the game, they die in real life. These guys right here peel my goddamn banana. They make me mauled super hard because they fire this goddamn laser beam. You're gonna see it later. It just tears your health apart. Honestly, badly designed enemy. Only one that I've truly hated in the game.
Exactly to deal with him, don't I? Oh no. It's the demons. Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Martyrs is the seal of the Imperium.
clapped by demons. Oh, hello. No, you. Oh, sorry. Oh. He tried. I love how everyone keeps trying to be like, but protocol, sir. It's like, excuse me. But more important things to worry about than your stanky protocol.
Mooring clamps released. Invictus powering up now.
Hell
My
yeah.
battle brothers will have the gates open shortly. Maneuver Invictus close to the topmost gantries. I'm coming aboard.
Yes, Captain.
We're gonna board it. Fuck yeah.
Enoch, I have
Hope it
a
did, I
target for you.
guess.
The orbital spire.
Spire? But Captain, it is a masterwork of the machine god.
It is feeding energy into the warp gate above it. If we are to stop this invasion, the spire must fall.
I understand.
You goddamn right you do. Yeah. Is it gonna open something now?
Leap down to the walkways around the volcano
Right.
cannon, Captain.
When? Am I an idiot? Is that the...
Target the orbital spire.
Target acquired.
Firing now.
This fire preserve us.
Do we do it?
Ejecting power.
Do we
core.
win?
Shutting down.
Well,
There! Retrieve the warp device.
Sidonus, get to the landing pad.
Aye, Captain.
these guys have just the worst aim. Like, what a perfect opportunity to just gun us down. Just fucking this. Excuse me? No, I needed health. Titus.
These traitors are determined, and this landing pad does not offer much cover.
Yeah, get him. Oh man.
Sidonus!
At last.
No!
Such a pretty bauble, hiding such immense power. This device is a gift from the Chaos Gods. It holds the key to my evolution, to my ascension, to immortal demonhood. My armies will spill humanity's blood across the stars. You continue to resist my touch. Only a deep connection to the warp can explain this. Will you be joining us soon, brother?
Oh, there's a mosquito here. Ah, got you, you fucker.
I couldn't reach.
The saddest part about this, you all know it. Why couldn't it have been Leandros? He's so annoying.
Also, now I'm stuck with fucking...
Ah. Stop it.
You wouldn't know. Okay.
Mirror here. Valkyrie on approach. Captain Titus, we're ready to transport you.
Nemiroth killed Sidonus for the power source. You said the Inquisitor's work was heretical, Leandros. You were right.
Do you mean?
Nemiroth plans to use the power source to trigger his transformation into a demon prince.
Abomination!
How can we stand against such a creature?
I will kill Nemiroth when he's most vulnerable. During the transformation. Safeguard Sidonus until the apothecary arrives. Then join the Imperial attack.
Going alone is suicide. Or worse. We know the enemy takes great interest in your connection to chaos.
Do you fear my falling to chaos?
Of course not. Whatever lies behind your resistance, it can only be to the enemy's favor.
Why? Perhaps this resistance can get you close enough for a killing blow.
I will destroy Nemiroth with skill and steel, or die trying. If this resistance comes into play during battle, so be it.
So be it.
Oh. Oh no! Hello, lads. Oh. Wait a second. Hello. Wait. There we go. We have very little health, but we have a lot of enthusiasm. Are those blood angels?
Blood Ravens, Squad Corvus reporting in, Captain Titus.
Blood Ravens.
We joined the Liberation Fleet at Bakar, along with a squad of Black Templars.
Unleash the fury you showed in the Aurelian Crusade, and we will be glad to have even a few Blood Ravens with it.
You may rely on that, Captain.
Then join the forces driving into the demon host, and stop any enemies trying to follow me up the orbital spire.
None shall find us wanting.
Honor and glory, Blood Raven.
This part was easily my favourite part of the game, and I imagine I'm not alone. Meeting up with more Marines to steamroll the forces of chaos and just playing their cheeks like bonbons all the way felt great. Their butt cheeks, not their face cheeks, just to clarify. It really upped the ante on the feeling of being in a large-scale battle, with the world being invaded, and upped the stakes even more. This was a really great penultimate level before reaching the last part, and I don't think that any other part of the game topped this, at least for me.
You can do it, I believe in you. Oh, you're not having a good time there, are you?
Ground forces, Ultramarines drop pod incoming.
Oh, hell yeah. More
What
Ultramarines.
regulars making planetfall? Touchdown imminent. Ultramarines, deploy on my mark. Heavy infestation at drop point Valida. Orders, Captain.
Destroy these chaos forces. I must reach the orbital spire.
Yes, sir.
What the heck is this? Oh my. Oh. You get out of here. Just hit that guy with the cannon. It just falls over. Very cool.
He's just like, what's that? What's that hitting me? My bones. They're making them ache.
Slept in 2 days. Stronger the assault on my psychic shield. I need rest.
Oh. Alright, Nemeroth, you big fucking nerd. Where's my money? Oh god, please eat my fucking ass. That's what I meant about them being total assholes.
Your herald and champion. I return your dark relic to you. I offer up this world and all those upon it. I ask for the reward that was promised.
You want to talk to your gods? I will send you to them.
Admit it, Titus. The power of chaos is within you, calling to this relic. Imagine the Ultramarines dominating this galaxy in glorious conquest, with you at their head. Imagine the power you could wield.
As a slave to chaos, nothing you say can tempt me from the path of honor, or from avenging the deaths of my battle brothers.
You are no threat to me now, Ultramarine!
Oh. Right, we have no choice.
Your pathetic Imperial forces will be scoured clean from this world.
Any Nemeroths that want to fight?
I have the will of the dark gods behind me, but you have no one. And you
I have my
will
melter
die
gun.
here, alone. Killing my servants matters little. I am unassailable. The gods of chaos protect me with the very energies of creation.
You forget, Nemeroth. I am no stranger to the touch of the war.
His right hand is, he's been doing a little bit of self-maintenance there. A little too much. Get him. Okay. Oh, pressing the wrong button. It's like if Gandalf was on steroids whilst fighting the Balrog. And also very angry. I was wondering how many times we were going to have to do it, but... Oh. It's different this time. Ah, my bones. My rib cage. It's... Oh, it's just a pump.
Good job, Titus. You did it.
Look there, Ultramarine. You have saved this world.
There he is. Perfectly fine.
I see the Ultramarines are human, after all.
More than you know, Lieutenant.
Some Dark Templars, I think. Who's this then?
The damned Inquisition is here.
His injuries appear chaos inflicted. You are certain of this charge?
Captain Titus has been corrupted by Chaos Inquisition.
Fucking Leandros.
I am no heretic.
You lie! Only an agent of Chaos could withstand such warp exposure.
I sent the demon to oblivion.
But did you have unholy assistance? We must know. You will submit to my authority, Captain, or the Inquisition must conclude that you have corrupted every Ultramarine under your command. Not to mention
fucking kill
those
Leandros.
who stand at your side.
Ignore his threats. Come on.
The Inquisition will destroy you, Mira, and the Ultramarines will be forever dishonored. Leave my brothers and the Lieutenant alone. I will come with you. I do not know why I can resist the touch of chaos, but I swear I will discover the truth.
We will discover many truths, Space Marine.
Codex Astartes leaves no room for doubt. You cannot touch the warp and emerge unscathed.
The Codex Astartes is a set of rules. They guide us, shape us as Ultramarines, teach us to hold duty and honor sacred above all. But how we live with those rules is the true test of a Space Marine. And you have failed.
Fuck you, Leandros. Oh, we did it. Yeah. We killed the last boss in a quick time event, which was disappointing to me. I really don't know why devs think we want to defeat last bosses like that. It's just anticlimactic and honestly a little bit lazy, in my opinion, instead of just coming up with a good, memorable boss that has a mechanic, maybe. And literally anything else would have been better than that. Anyway, let's conclude. The combat. The game had two combat systems, melee and ranged. Alone, they were quite simple, but together they made for an interesting system that I think worked well. I especially liked the executions for health because it maintained the combat flow, without having to search for health packs or wait for regeneration. It also kept the level of adrenaline quite high, especially in the harder fights. And the story. The story was nothing to write home about, but it was good. The progression and build up to the climax was interesting, and I really liked the interactions between the characters. I think the writing there is one of the game's strongest points. And now the characters. The voice acting and character writing was... I really enjoyed seeing and listening to most of them, except Leandra. I know I memed on him pretty hard in the game, but I honestly didn't like being around him, and he was just always there. I know he was the by-the-book Ultramarine, or as Ultramarine, as I like to call him, but he didn't do it in a relatable way, and just came across as really annoying, at least to me. So, main thing I would like to change about the game is Leandros. I understand the need for that kind of character within it, as well showing the duality of Ultramarines, but he really was the main thing in the game that I didn't like. Just Leandros. And also those laser beam enemies, they can suck mine. Anyway, overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 bananas. Is that what my rating system is going to be, even though I'm not actually reviewing it? But whatever they're worth, I guess. Anyway, so thank you for getting this far into the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really appreciate it if you did get this far. And if you did like it, feel free to leave a like and a subscribe. I'm going to upload a full unedited version of the game later in the week for anyone who wants to see everything that happened. I mean, all the character interactions and stuff, because I had to cut quite a bit out to get it to be less than an hour. But I did keep all the main story beats in. I say keep the main ones. Pretty much all of them were in. There were just conversations that got cut out. And if you don't, I mean, that's fair enough. It's like a 5-hour long video. Then I'll see you next Sunday. Probably going to be a Dark Souls video.